connections that we're looking for. Those are those connections. Connect the dots. And I'm not even here to tell you how to connect the dots. I'm just saying, do you see the dots? Okay, great. Now that you see them,
What does
don't
it
you
mean?
want to connect them? And if you're
Yeah.
going to connect them, what resources do you need to connect them? And now that you've connected them, how are you going to communicate to others that you've connected them? Now that you've communicated to others that you've connected them, how are you going to apply it? And it just seems to me that as parents, we are not giving our children all of the skill sets necessary to be successful. We're just asking. I don't even think we're asking them to see the dots. I don't even think we've gotten that
We're
far.
not. We're not. And the wonderful part of the analogy you just gave is that the line between the dots is critical thinking.
Well, yeah.
Not,
Yes.
and it's not even like sh- the line itself, although that's a part of it, but it's the existence of the line altogether. Because critical thinking is also being able to analyze, should these things be connected?
Well, also
You know,
critical thinking is also on the opposite end of the spectrum of blind faith.
yeah.
So, and so, in a sense, going back to what we were saying a bit earlier about why some people have that sheepish mindset. I mean, for some people, it's advantageous to groom or to condition these people to think this way. That way, my dogma or my doctrines can succeed. That's how I can be a trash leader in the community and leave a trail of trash, and nobody cares, and everybody make excuses for me because they're all indoctrinated.
The other angle of that though is we have to kind of acknowledge that thinking is something that the brain, that the body, that the mind naturally does not want to do. I'm just flew in my eye. Because it's such an energy intensive activity, and your bodies are built to conserve energy, to be efficient. That's why so much of what we do happens without thought. That's why, you can find yourself in the middle of an intellectual activity, lost in thought, and lose track of the next, the previous 5 minutes that just happened.
It goes back to
Everywhere your body can try to save energy, it's going to try to save energy.
what Joe was saying, a book
Yeah.
versus a movie. It's that instant gratification. If I can sit and have that information poured into me versus me having to sift through, bite it, and
Hmm.
chew it up and swallow, oh, just pour it. Just pour it
Yeah,
every time. Every
yeah, yeah.
time.
And for me as a reader, I don't even get it because the pictures that I create in my head and the storylines from the book is so much better than the movie. Always
Every time.
the book is always better than the movie. But
That
once again, being conditioned and being like for me, I didn't really become an avid reader until I got to college. I had this one class, some kind of African American studies class. It was 7 people in the class total, and we all had to pick a book that we wanted to read. And the trick was, okay, now that you picked your book, not only do you have to read your book, but you got to read everybody's book. So we had to read 7 books in a semester.
oh, I like that.
But I read every book and I learned from every book. And so even some of the books now I go back and like this book, looking at how powerful the book was, or it still is. I didn't get it then because I was just trying to read it, but I picked up some things. But now it's like, okay, but it has to be something that spark. How do you get people interested in reading? Well, what are you interested in? Let's start there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And to go back, you asked me how do I engage the kids? One of the things, so when I pick books, I look for a book that there's a movie to. So, or there's a similar movie based on the theme. So when we go and we're looking for text to media connections, there it is right there. So, Epic of Gilgamesh is a quest. What else is a quest? Oh, Lord of the Rings. The Hobbit, those are quests. Let's watch those. Which are better and why? Like, you have to engage kids where they are to get them where you hope that they will be. The other thing is, like Mr. Patrick said, is training your body. We accept the fact that you've got to go to the gym and shoot an hour's worth of free throws to make it automatic in the game. But we don't accept that you need to read 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour every day to train your brain how to process and engage
Right.
with information.
Right.
It makes no sense to me.
Right. And it's because it's the boring stuff. It's the non-sexy stuff. But we all should know that the boring, non-sexy stuff, or the medicine that tastes the worst, is usually the best for you.